Hello guys, welcome to another episode of In a Week. I'm your host Sohaim. In this video we will be talking about how I learned English, so stay tuned. So I want to take you guys back in 1990s when I was going to school in Pakistan. In Pakistan, the education system is very different than the Western education system. We were actually taught 4 languages: Arabic, English, Urdu, and Sindhi. The curriculum certainly developed my ability to learn a new language easily because I was learning 4 different languages. When we were taught Urdu, the Urdu literature was taught very well by the teachers in Pakistan because not only that it was their mother tongue, but also because they knew exactly what they were talking about, the ideas, the critical understanding of different ideas, the cultural relationship, the ability of students to relate to what was being spoken in the class. However, that wasn't the case in English. It was purely based on memorization of a story that was questioned in the form of different questions made about the story. And if you know what happened in that, just answer what happened, and that would be it. The only thing they would evaluate you is if you answer the question with the proper English grammar. And that was the end of it. You should be able to think in a language. You should be able to understand concepts in a language. That is what language learning should be about if you're learning a new language. And it's, not just limited to English, but any language. So if the emphasis is just on that you know how to compose sentences or a grammar, or you know how to say few phrases, or if you can read a book without understanding what you read. By that I mean that if you cannot evaluate ideas or the ability to accept and reject an idea based on the argument, this really is important when it comes to learning a language, and it certainly is true for English. Even as a young student, I realized that I was missing fundamental understanding of English language because it wasn't emphasized in the curriculum. I started compensating those weaknesses by learning on my own. In Pakistan, I would buy these Archie comic digests and I would read them every day. And I would buy about 2 or 3 of them every month, and it would help me a lot in understanding American school culture and vocabulary, also about the American thinking that was very clearly reflected in the comics, and what was very interesting, more interesting than anything that I was learning in school. I think one of the best ways to learn English language is also to read comic books. It will help you in understanding the language much better than what your teachers can teach you in school. Some of the other things that I did was to watch a lot of TV. I made an effort to learn English by watching English TV shows and watching English TV shows in English, so that I can force myself to pick up vocabulary and the understanding of different ideas. Same thing for the cartoons. I watched them purely in English, no subtitles, no dubbing, no whatsoever. Everything was purely in English, so they helped a lot. I used to hear American songs, top charts that were released in Pakistan, and repeating them over and over so I can learn and polish my skills, whereas I did not have the resource of going into an American school or to a Western school. So in Canada, I had the opportunity to immerse myself in the English language because everybody spoke English in high school and university. And my hesitation that I had from Pakistan, which was purely built in because I was shy. I had no idea whether my accent was good enough, and if I would be made fun of in the school. So for at least a week in high school, I did not talk to anybody. But later on, as I got more comfortable, I started to communicate with the students, with my teachers, and my hesitation went away. One of the most important things that happened during high school was I found out that my English writing skills were disastrous. And the reason why it was is because the same way that English was taught in Pakistan, essay writing was taught by telling stories of what you read in a book. The essay writing had no critical analysis, or what they called in Canada a hamburger diagram, which what I found out after my teacher asked me, do you have any idea what the hamburger diagram is? And I said, I have no clue. What do you mean by a hamburger diagram? It's like, what are we talking about, food or something? But it turned out that, when it comes to evaluating your essays, they wanted the students to communicate ideas by writing with an argument and a counter argument and presentation of ideas in their essay, to adopt a position in an essay and then to justify the position. So all these things require critical understanding and also the communication skills in writing. I had no clue when I was told to write a 5-page essay for one of the novels that we were studying in high school. And my teacher was shocked to learn that I had no idea what an essay should be written like. And she said to me that it's best if you go to grade 9 and build your essay writing skills and understand these concepts. Like, for example, what is irony? What is an oxymoron? And all these things. I was like, I don't know what they are. And I was told to repeat grade 9 English so that I can learn all these ideas. After I went to grade 9, I learned those concepts and skills and came back again in higher English level after building up all these skills. I found out in university that most of my friends who came from different parts of the world were very poor in written communication. And one of the most recurring thing that I noticed was the repetition of ideas, that they would repeat everything. They would say something like a point in their essay, and they would say the exact same point another way without realizing that they're just repeating themselves. So that was a noticeable thing. And not only that, but also the way the sentences were formed. They were very fragmented and very long sentences. Do not ever try to translate a foreign language into your own language. Once you start thinking about different topics in English, then you would be able to develop that capacity much faster, as opposed to if you start thinking about English in your native tongue. Be patient, because anytime you're learning a language is not going to happen in a small amount of time. But certainly the more time you devote to learning a language, you would be able to grasp that language much faster. So guys, that is it for this video. I hope it was helpful for you. If you have any suggestions for me for the next couple of topics, let me know about that in the comment section. Also, if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, because it will help the channel grow. I will see you guys in the next episode of In a Week.